In 2007, Chesky and Joe Gebbia came up with a simple idea, renting out air mattresses in their apartment to cover their rent. They called it Air Bed and Breakfast. Their experiment evolved into Airbnb, a startup company now valued at nearly $93 billion, with $9.9 billion in revenue just last year. With 7.7 million active listings and over 448 million bookings, many saw Airbnb as the biggest threat to the hotel industry.
Marriott. So let's talk about Airbnb now, which had an incredible debut. Is that a potent competitor to Marriott?
Is Airbnb a casual home sharing service or something more like a professional short-term rental operation? Therein lies a point of contention between the company and the hotel industry, and it could have severe legal repercussions.
You say you're saving consumers $27 million on hotel costs this weekend, more than double what you say you saved them last year.
Yep.
But has Airbnb truly disrupted the hotel economy? Unlike Uber's impact on taxis, Airbnb has not dethroned the Marriotts, Hiltons, and IHGs of the world. In this video, we'll explore why hotels don't see Airbnb as a major competitor, who Airbnb really is up against, and why many hosts feel let down by the platform that promised to make them super rich. When Airbnb started out, its proposal was to provide value to travelers by providing a way to experience the local culture, make friends with cool hosts, and save money compared to traditional hotel accommodations. It was a completely new way to stay when traveling, and as bookings began to rise and money began pouring in, every analyst worth their salt pronounced that Airbnb would become a giant killer in the hotel industry. A 2017 Boston University study suggested that for every 1% increase in Airbnb listings, hotels lose 2.5 basis points on their revenue per available room. The study found that in the Boston area alone, every time Airbnb doubled its supply, hotels lost $5.8 million in revenue. So why is Airbnb no longer a major threat to hoteliers in 2024? Once upon a time, hotels were built, owned, and operated by the same person. Visionaries like John Marriott and Conrad Hilton constructed their legendary hotels, hired staff, created amenities, and ran the business. Today, things are different. Modern hotel chains avoid this risky approach of heavy upfront investments and long waits for profitability. Economic cycles, inflation, and competition have left this model almost completely unviable. Instead, major hotel chains turn to a lucrative franchising model. They provide their brand name, loyal customer base, technology platform, employee training, and partially cover initial setup and staffing costs. In return, they earn a cut from the hotel's monthly revenues, steering clear of direct financial risk. Airbnb operates similarly. It offers a platform for homeowners to list properties and earn a commission from short-term rentals. Essentially, it's not disrupted the hotel business model at all. In fact, hotels have been mastering this approach far longer and more successfully. And there's a reason for their success. Customers prefer high-end hotel chains for their consistent quality and a wide range of services. Hotels offer much more than just a room. They can provide a spa, gymnasium, restaurants, sports facilities, laundry, room service, and various other amenities, all enhancing the customer experience. Secondly, hotels come with a clear expectation of service quality, reflected in their star rating. This gives customers confidence in what they're paying for. Airbnb, on the other hand, cannot match this level of consistency and quality. Each listing is different, with hosts controlling the service and ambiance. Airbnb simply acts as an intermediary, connecting hosts with renters. This inconsistency makes many customers prefer hotels over Airbnb as they seek the reliability and comprehensive services hotels offer. So, if Airbnb isn't disrupting hotels, who exactly does it disrupt? When Brian and Joe started Airbnb, they were just renting out air mattresses in their home. The early Airbnb hosts were similar, people with an extra room to rent out for some additional cash. For example, a college student with a spare room for the weekend could list it on Airbnb and make a few extra bucks. As Airbnb grew, hosts began to notice the potential for more earnings and started catering to renters' preferences. They found that renters preferred having the entire space to themselves rather than sharing a room with a stranger. This was especially true for family vacationers who wanted the privacy of an entire condo or house to themselves. Many Airbnb hosts began buying houses specifically to rent them out on the platform. And this shift meant that Airbnb wasn't just competing with hotels anymore. Hosts were now vying for the same space as long-term rentals. Instead of leasing homes for long-term tenants, hosts listed them on Airbnb for much higher short-term rental stays. Even without guaranteed occupancy year-round, the high rates compensated for any vacant periods. For example, if the average long-term rent for an apartment was, say, $1,000 a month, the short-term rental would be closer to $2,200. Even if the property had been vacant for half the year, it still meant a $1,200 increase in rental income for the owner. These higher rental incomes were enough to cover the unit's mortgage and still turn a profit. Many internet gurus sold the dream of making millions through Airbnb to hosts. But this get-rich-quick plan did not last forever. The idea of owning multiple apartments for Airbnb rentals worked well when interest rates were low and mortgages were affordable. However, as interest rates rose, many hosts found it difficult to stay profitable in the short-term rental market, leading to financial troubles. Additionally, Airbnb's impact on the housing market drove up property prices in many cities, and when hosts wanted to sell these rental properties, there were no local buyers because they had all been priced out. A 2019 study revealed that Airbnb listings and revenues were dominated by absentee property owners with multiple dwellings, essentially running small-scale lodging companies. This created parallel hotel services in residential areas, worsening housing costs for local residents. With rising mortgage rates and no buyers, hosts had only one option to sustain their business: raise the price. This led to a problem that's familiar to many Airbnb users: the high cleaning fees. High cleaning fees were the solution, as raising room rentals on Airbnb is not easy due to intense competition amongst its more than 7 million listings. For comparison, Marriott had 1.6 million rooms in 2023, while Hilton had 1.2 million. To stay competitive, hosts often list low room prices but hide significant charges in cleaning and occupancy fees. Originally, cleaning expenses were meant to cover the cost of cleaning before and after a guest stay. However, these days, the charges can be as high as 25 to even 30% of the room's rent. Guests are often bewildered as to why they have to pay for cleaning services when they're actually cleaning the room themselves. These hidden costs have left many renters frustrated, leading to a flood of angry reactions online from those who felt deceived. But cleaning fees weren't the only way that hosts were taking renters for a ride. To cut their operating costs, some hosts imposed ridiculous conditions, like requiring renters to clean their rooms daily or enforcing curfews against late entry. Some hosts took extreme measures, like blocking access to thermostats to lower electricity bills, or listing amenities that weren't actually present. Meanwhile, hotels seized the opportunity in the short-term rental market by developing fully serviced apartments with a host of amenities and high-quality service. Homeowner associations have also begun complaining about Airbnbs in their areas. They drive up the price, and guests can sometimes be unruly or create other problems for the neighboring permanent residents. All of this has made running a successful Airbnb business increasingly difficult. Even though Airbnb continues to push its revenue and profitability, many hosts are becoming disenchanted with the platform. Do you think that Airbnb will remain relevant with this business model? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments below. And to get more cool videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.